this computer because I changed my folder this morning. So we'll see if I can do it right. All right. Good morning. Yay. I'm so happy to see all of you. If you're hiding your face because of what you think you look like when you rolled out of bed, you do not have to do that. If you're hiding your face because you have naked people behind you, thanks. It is Saturday, October 31st. October 31st, 2017. I'm Gwen Schmidt, and I'm coming from California. It's
the 21st.
What?
It's the 21st.
Is that what I said?
31st.
Oh, 21st. Yes, not the 31st. It's the 21st. So this morning, thank you all for getting on, by the way, getting up early. And again, I hope this brings value to you if you're watching it live. If you're watching playback, please leave messages. I take criticism pretty well as I've aged. So if you have anything you want to add or things that we could do to make these calls better or better for you, to serve you better, please don't hesitate to reach out or put in Transformation Tribe. So today we're going to talk about getting in, staying in action. There's been a few posts. Lots and lots of people are in action and sharing what they're doing in our health coach group, and that's amazing because that's what inspires us. Some of us sometimes get into a rut, or we have a really bad day, or it just becomes overwhelming sometimes. And if we're not in a good place and we need to kind of have a reset button, going into our team room and being inspired, and also when you have issues, to not feel like we're an island and we're the only one. It looks like everybody's doing this and it's so easy and they're all bringing on clients and and here I am over here, and I haven't had a new client in 6 months. Trust me, it's just like Facebook, right? It's the highlight reel. People normally don't post the real down and dirty stuff. So if you have issues, if you have a question, or if you've reached out to your mentor about a question and gotten a solution or an advice, please go in there and share in Transformation Tribe, because it helps all of us. We all need to know that we are all equal, regardless of how many years we've been doing this, and regardless of how many clients we've helped, and fill in the blank. It doesn't matter. Each day we all get up and we are focused on helping other people. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to talk about. Okay, so I have just a few little highlights that I'm going to talk about, and after each one, I want you guys to unmute and contribute this morning. Okay, so the really, really big first thing, I think one of the biggest things that we can do to help ourselves and to help our teams and to help our relationships is to try to focus our minds, shifting from me, my, and I to we, our, and us. Specifically, we are helping other people. That's our job. Our job is to reach out and to help them. The end result helps us with our business. But that shouldn't be our mindset as we're driving forward. And I get it, you guys. I know it's hard. I know it's hard when you're new. I know it's hard when you're trying to reach a rank. I know it's hard when you're trying to stay with a rolling consistency bonus. I know that. We all get that. But honestly, I can swear to you, if you can shift that to thinking, who can I help? Who can I help? Who would benefit by coming and doing this with me? Who can I get this information out to because they have someone in their world who's suffering that we can help today? And use it in your language. Our team, we do this. Join us. Our community is amazing. And I still have it at times. I still catch myself, even when I'm doing an interested call and I'm doing the health assessment and we're talking about community, really try to change those pronouns in your everyday speech. This is what we've tried. Even that little tweak, right? And okay, that's the first thing I wanted to lead with. Anybody input? Good? Are we okay?
Well, I love that. It really shifts the whole focus to, it's very inviting to invite people to a community. Mm-hmm. And you absolutely introduce immediately that it's not just my business. I really like that. I mean, it is my business, but I really like that there's more than me to offer.
Yep. And it really is a shift. Just pay attention. Don't, again, any of these things that we talk about, you guys, don't stress over it. Don't think, oh, I did it wrong because I said I. Don't do that. Don't stress over things. We're all, you know, we're all on the same journey. We're all travelers on the same road. We just do the best we can each and every day. So just try. Just pay attention to what you say. That's my biggest advice there. Okay, so we're talking about staying in action, because we are moving into the time of the year where your business and people are looking for something, and your business can benefit by you planting seeds and only connected to helping people. Everyone right now, I guarantee it, anyone who has any kind of a health issue, a weight issue, just a feeling of getting healthy, they're all thinking, all right, 2018, the first of the year. Okay, my New Year's resolution. Okay, here we go. So now they're looking, they're watching, they're paying attention, they're noticing their friends at work. We have our school started a $20 ante up. Everyone got on the scale. And, you know, they're going to go until November something, and they're supporting each other. That's what they're looking for. They can't each do it on their own. They're looking for support. So your job now is to get the word out. Okay? And to do that, many of you are using social media as your biggest way to spread the word. So you should be making friends. If you are not making friends every single day, make that your number one priority right now. Make friends. You have to put some seats in your auditorium. If you are on stage and telling everyone what you do, and you only have 12 people in the audience, and 10 of them are your family members, and 9 of the 10 are already on program, not a lot of place to go there, right? So you have to put some butts in the seat. And that's what making friends is doing, all right? And make them. If the part of starting a conversation after you make them is holding you back from making them, get over it. Don't worry about the conversations right now. We'll hone that skill as we go. Okay?
And that's kind of right there, what you just said. If you're having trouble with that step, then you need to go back and look at shifting from me, I, and mine to.
Yep. Because it's not about us, right? Mm-hmm. It's not about us. We just want to, and again, it's not difficult to do. Don't try to recreate the wheel. I say, hey, I wave if the little wave hand comes up in the message, because as soon as you friend them, they come up in your message, right? You're now connected in Messenger. If there's a little wave hand, I click it, because sometimes people don't accept until the middle of my school day and I can't talk to them on Facebook. So at break, I just click the little wave hand on Messenger and it waves at them. That's it. And then that night when I come home, I go back and I just copy and paste. Hey, thanks for thanks for being my friend. Facebook has been telling me for weeks that we should be connected. Happy face, or thumb out, or thumb up, or whatever emoji you want to put. Cowboy. Sometimes I put a cowboy hat on so that then I can enter in the next. If she or he comments back, I talk about where I'm from, the cowboy capital of the world. So easy, right? Don't recreate it. Don't try to make it your own. They don't know you. Just start out with, hey, Facebook has suggested you as a friend. They did. Facebook did. You didn't make that up. That's not a lie. It's not weird. And no one will say no, I promise. Okay? All right. Here's another little comment that was talked about in Transformation Tribe. And I don't know if we talked about it or if Alicia just talked about it to me, but we all have those people that we've connected with, and they've asked for information. We've said we need to get on the phone. They've asked for a website. We've said we need to get you on the phone. They've asked for, can you send me some information? You've said, can we get you on the phone? I need to chat with you. There are some things where we go to where the client is, or the prospective client is, or that person is. We want to go where they are. Try to draw the line, though, on getting them on the phone. Stand your ground. I promise if you do that, if they're truly interested, they will come back to you and say, okay, I'm ready to chat. I had one a couple of months ago. Alicia March just had one. She's 3 months. This woman is had been trying to get Alicia to send her a website that she could look at. And Alicia just said, I really don't have one. I have to talk to you first before I can share anything with you. So if you just jump on the phone with me. And finally, this week, the gal came back and said, okay, I'm ready to talk. But then she wasn't ready, and she still wanted to have information. Okay, so now you've given her the information. She knows about the program. You've talked to her about the 4 components. She's gotten to know your personality. You've joked around with her. You have a connection. Now send them what they want. Okay, we're not hiding anything. Send them to optavia.com if they want to look around. You can even send them to the client page that asks questions about the different kinds of programs. You can send them there. I very rarely send them to my food page for ordering, but go to where they are. After you've gotten them on the phone, go to where they are. And also, once you've done that, ask them if they'd like to see your client support page, if they'd like to be in there and take a look around and put them in the warm water. We've talked about that before. But go to where the prospective client is, give them what they need, but draw the line at giving them anything before you've gotten them on the phone. Because you can't really give them anything and educate them or give them anything more if you don't know their story, right? If you don't know about them. So you have to that has to be a place to take a stand. Okay. Anybody with any input about that experience?
Well, I just want to say thank you for sharing that, because does that help anybody to hear that happens to anybody else but Alicia or Gwen? It seems like that happens. You get them on the phone and you think, well, I just gave you all the information on the interested script. I told you the 4 components. Like, why do you have any more questions? So it's just, I don't know. For me, it's just really good to hear that that's, common, and that other people, are in those situations when you feel like you did everything right and they still want more information. So that was really good.
Right. Yeah. Good point, Jillian. Please, you guys, do you honestly think any of us, every time we do an interested call, they say, yahoo, here's my credit card, order me whatever you want? Yeah, that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I can't give you numbers. I probably should know that, but I'm not statistical that way. But I have a binder full of people that are follow-up people that, said, no, I've had people I've met in person, met for coffee. How can you say no to me, right? Here I am right live in your face. Come on, let's go. Oh, no, I really need to. Okay, I'll call you when would be a good time. Tomorrow around 4. Okay. Voicemail. Next day, voicemail. Third day, off the hook. Okay, well, it was nice meeting you. Have a great life. If I see you around, I'll say hi, but I'm not going to bug you anymore. Click. It happens, you guys. It's not about you. All the way back to rule number 1 here, right? I feel like Gibbs on NCIS. Rule number 1, it's not about you. They're not ready. And honestly, please listen to this. If they are not ready, you do not want them to come aboard. They will do more damage to your perception in their world about this program if they have a bad experience than that one order is worth to your business. You don't want them. You do not want them. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to start program? How ready are you? If they do not say 9 or 10, they are not ready. If they say 5, 4, 3, 2, anything other than a 9 or 10, even a 9. Well, what's keeping you from being a 10? Ask that question. If it's not, I don't remember if it's specific. It's so ingrained in me, I don't know if it's on the health assessment. Y'all have to tell me. Ask that question. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? 1 being, this isn't for you. 10 being, you're so excited, where are you? And then when they give you the number, if they're not a 10, ask them what's keeping them from being a 10, and then shut up. Do not say another word until they explain why they are not a 10. I'm afraid to fail again. It's going to be one more thing I haven't done. I've tried everything. I don't want, my husband said I can, but I know he just thinks this is going to be one more thing. It's too expensive. Whatever. You got to find, you can't go to them. Again, here we are, right back at number 1. You can't go to where they are unless you know what's in their heart. And that question is absolutely important when you get to the end of your health assessment.
I'd really like to second that, Gwen. Even for us seasoned coaches and for the coaches who are, kind of getting started again, you're talking about emotional maturity right there, and kind of a soft skill in a way. Everybody wants to build the business. We want to build it fast, and we want to build it big, and we want to have our financial independence and everything. But getting that skill down and just loving people where they are and no angst about it. If you feel anxiety, in your chest, in your guts, maybe it's time to take a look at you and look at yourself and make sure that your motives are clean and all about them. And, hey, the business is going to build faster, slower, whatever, but getting that attitude down, Gwen, is imperative. I'm so grateful you talked about that today.
Yes, Glenn. Thanks, Deb.
Sometimes when I am talking with a client, or a potential client, one of the things I'll get is kind of the sense that maybe the reason they're giving me is the one that sounds good as opposed to the real reason. And one of the questions I like to use is, after I've listened to them, is, in addition to that, is there anything else?
Mm-hmm. Really good point. What else can you tell me, right? What else would you want to share with me? Really good point, Glenn. Yep. And it is that, it's just like the question, where are you in your health, or what do you want? I want to lose 30 pounds. It's like that. Right, Glenn? That's the first thing it's all about weight. It's all about a number on the scale in their head, wherever. That's their gut thing. Well, you can't connect their why to that. And it's just like you said, Glenn, when you talk to that about their health, when you talk to them about their excitement or their motivation, you have to dig deeper. And those are those soft skills. And that's why this new health assessment is so nice, because they've honed these questions. But listen to this. They've honed the questions, but you have to hone your listening skills. You have to really hear what they're saying when you ask those questions. Not having your health assessment out, and as they're talking, you're already looking down at the next thing you're going to ask. Okay? And I know we do that when we're unsure, and when we're out of practice, or when it's another new health assessment, right? They've changed the format. We get a little angst there. Pay attention to that. Pay attention. You have to really listen to where they're at, and you have to act. And once you're an active, passionate listener, then another question will come up almost immediately that maybe is not even on the health assessment, because you're digging just a little bit deeper in that layer. And this is hard for people. Not even doctors ask the questions that we ask of our interested calls when we talk to them. They don't ask those underbelly, that soft place, those questions that people don't have exposed very often. And while we're talking about that, because this is how my mind goes, please make sure when you're talking to someone that's personal in your world and you're connected to other people, please make sure, and I don't know if they say that on here, but I preface these calls by saying to them, please know that I have taken off my friend hat and I have on my health coach hat now. And I am your health coach, and anything that we talk about on this phone call or from here on out is completely confidential. I will not be discussing it with anyone. I keep this information here. I keep it's safe. And I just want you to know that the things that we talk about here are confidential. If you feel it's appropriate, you don't need to lead with it, but as you're getting into it, maybe at some place, sometimes you just have to say that for people, especially if you're connected to 30 or 40 people, or if you're a social group, right? They need to know that what you know is going to stay with you. And 9 times out of 10, they know that already. They trust you already, or they wouldn't be talking to you at all about this. So I just wanted to preface it with that. But yes, good points, Glenn. Yes, Sally.
So from my personal experience, I know that no matter how much information I received, I wasn't ready. And it didn't matter how many websites I went to, because I looked at it myself. I didn't have to have anybody tell me. I knew what they were doing, so I went and looked at it myself. It still didn't matter until I was ready, until I was fed up and done and ready. And then when I did do those interested calls, you know, the questions they asked, I didn't know how to answer them. I wasn't in that place. I wasn't schooled or knowledgeable about how to answer those. What is your why? What the heck does that mean? My why is I want to lose 30 pounds. That's it. What the heck do you mean? So it's really hard. And I'm speaking from my own experience. So I'm just going to figure that everyone feels that way. It's hard to dig deep. It's sometimes impossible because you don't even know what that even means. Mm-hmm. So patience and really just understanding is very important, at least from my experience, my personal experience.
Yeah, really good point.
I just didn't get it. And I still don't get it sometimes. It's still really hard. It's like, why are you asking me these stupid questions? Just answer me. Answer the question that I'm asking you. Why do I have to dig deep and find some silly, all-knowing answer? Just answer my question. That's all I want. I still am in that spot. So
you mean you're still in that spot when you ask the questions, Sally?
No, I'm still in that spot when somebody asks me, you know, if I ask a question and then they ask me a question back, it's like, no, just give me the answer. I didn't want another question. But, you know, that I'm just saying, if someone is new and hasn't had any of this training that we've had on how to dig deep and get those, why are you asking me these? This is their mindset. Why are you asking me this? I told you.
Right. And I that's a really good point. In our old format, we used to just say, you know, so what's your why? And some of you have not even really heard that if you're brand new. I think that's a really, really good point. And I think that's why this new health assessment is going to help us. Because instead of just saying that, it's going to say, so where would you like to be? So when was the last time you were there? Can you tell me what was going on in your life the last time you were at that happy weight or happy size or felt healthy? And again, you guys, use this health assessment, go down it and use it so that you can train on it as you're passing it down. But also, here we go with that soft skills thing. Listen to your people. If a question comes up as you're listening, you ask it. If it's not on the health assessment, it's okay. And don't worry about filling in the lines on those things. My health assessments look like a math cheat sheet when I get done. Everything is written all over. I write it all down. I do it all. Then I go back. And as I'm going through it, I circle and asterisk things now, because now she said this over here. And then I've gone over here. And instead of asking it again, I point an arrow over to that. I mean, this is just for you to get to know them. That's all this is for. So if they're balking at it and they don't know their why, like Sally says, and they can't get to it and you can feel irritation, move on. Gently move on. You're going to get their why as you're doing their weekly check-ins down the road, as you're getting to know them, what's going on in their family, right? Learning one new thing about them each time you do a check-in call. And that's going to kind of come up. And maybe as you get to know them a little bit better, you can dig a little bit deeper and you'll find out what it is. Some people, like Sally said, don't know what their why is. They can't tell you if they don't know. All they know is they're fat. That's what they say. I'm fat. I'm not happy and I'm fat. Wow. Okay. So you want to try to get a little deeper than fat if you can. But if that's where they're at, again, here we go. Back to rule 1, right? It's not about us. It's not about our health assessment. It's not about what we're told we have to get. It's about what they need, what they want, and how we can help them. Yeah? Okay. Are we good? I'm going to move on. I got a couple more things I want to talk about, and then I'm going to let you guys talk. Okay, Facebook posting. We talked about making friends. Oh, wait. I want to go back to what Sally said. Sally said, did you hear her? She said, I didn't need for them to tell me what their website was. I knew what they were doing. I went out there and looked anyway. So if your people know what you are, Optavia, Take Shape for Life, using Medifast, whatever it is, give them the websites if they ask for it after you've done the calls, after you've gotten them on a call. And even before, if they're pestering the hell out of you and you feel like you're going to lose them because it's been 6 months and they've asked you 10 times and now they're like, forget this. Give them Optavia.com and say, okay, now as soon as you take a look at that, come back, and once we've chatted, I can give you some more websites that will give you some more information. People are going to look anyway. They're going to Google it. That's what they do. That's what people do. And that's why people want your websites, because that's what everyone does now. It's not about you. It's not because they have suspicions or they're going to go out and find the bad stuff that people said or any of that. It's because that's what people do now. I shop. I do everything from my laptop. Very rarely do I do many things without looking, right? I pick my doctor at Kaiser on the website. I look at what Costco has. I now can search my zip code for stores for items before I even go to shop to see if they have it. So again, we're going to where they're at. If they want a website, after you've talked to them, give them one. Okay?
Gwen,
Yes.
I have a question. Okay, so this is what I do. You just got me thinking here. This is what I do all the time. I love doing my own research. That's just my nature. So I know that we're encouraged to talk to them first. I really love that, and that's what I always try to do. But is it such a bad idea to give them Optavia.com right away? And how could we introduce that? What kind of verbiage could we use to go ahead and give them Optavia.com?
I would think, really good question, Deb. I
think we need to think about it a little bit.
Yeah, and I've done it. I really have done it. There's no negative of anything.
Exactly.
Other than once you give them one, it's like if you give a mouse a cookie, here we go, right?
However, if we had the right verbiage, perhaps, if we were to say, yes, I'd love for you to check this out, because if they don't like your tone or if you're holding back, they'll go find something else, like you said. So if I were to go ahead, I'm just thinking out loud here, but if we were to go ahead and go to Optavia.com, take a look at it. Get excited about what it is, and then
write down your questions,
and then let's talk.
So that's what I would.
Does anyone else do that?
Yeah, that's what I always. When I do it, that's what I always say, and that's a really good point. So let's talk about that. So sure, but don't do it first.
Well, yeah, and Gwen, what I agree, don't do it first. And what I've always done is be like, well, Optavia.com is the only website I can give you. The next is when you become a client.
Right.
So there's nothing else to give you.
Right. That's the verbiage. That's where I was going. Perfect, Jillian.
I mean, you can say it a little bit different than that, but yeah, like I wouldn't know what else to send them, to be honest, besides a video.
Right. I can give you a general overview website, but everything else is client-based, is for my clients. So here's Optavia.com. Take a look, check around, write down your questions, and then let me know when you'd like to talk. And then again, don't let that get buried, Because here's what happens. You're having it in a chat on Facebook. 99% of the time, it's a chat on Facebook. And because you've made 3 or 4 new friends, and you've done your conversations with your cool chicks, and you've talked to people from Transformation Tribe, and you've checked in with your clients, by the time you come home at the end of the day, that chat with that person is buried in chats. You have to keep track of your chats and your follow-up. So now you've given that website, like Deb's just said, and Jillian has said, sure, check this out and write your questions down. Make sure you make a note somewhere that you sent Sally, www.optavia.com on Monday at 3 o'clock, and on Wednesday, you need to find that chat and go back there and follow up with her. If you're not doing it by text, even if you're doing it by text, you guys, we have to have some kind of follow-up lists and action follow-up that you have to do. Follow-up is the foundation of this business.
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely do people throw a credit card at you the first time. Hi, what are you doing? Hi, I'd love to talk to you on the phone. Okay, how about now? Okay, let me tell you about my 4 components. Okay, here's my credit card. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Well, it does, but that doesn't happen very often. So you have to have a system. And even if it's just a piece of paper, right? This is today, Monday. Write the people that you talked to and what you did. And then on Tuesday, the same thing. And then on Wednesday, you're going to go back to the Mondays and follow up. Or you're going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday follow-up day. Remember, that's the Friday happy day. Last day of the week. Most of the time it's payday. For me in my area, people are busy on Fridays. They don't want to talk to me Friday after work. But I follow up with them. And 90% of the time, I get a time and a day to follow up because they're happy. How's Sunday evening at 4? How's Saturday morning at 9? Okay. Yes? Okay. I went back up there. And the last thing I want to talk about is Facebook posting. We've talked about this before, right? You got butts in the seats. Now you're posting. You guys, you're living out loud. And I know that it goes against many of your nature because you think that people are taking pictures just to post. They are. But there are people out there that are waiting to see your pictures. I can't wait to see Glenda on the beach. I can't wait to see Glenda's doggy. I can't wait to see Janine's new lip color she's going to wear tomorrow, or the mask she's going to put on. Or Sally's going hunting and she's got all her stuff. I mean, I love this about you guys. I know you, and I know you're doing it to live out loud, and I look forward to it. So imagine the people who don't know you, who are getting to know you, and they're starting to feel like they're your friends, right? It's like you saying, I'll call you Saturday, and then not calling them when you don't post. They're waiting for you to post. Post in the morning, first thing, before the kids get up, before anything happens. Get up a half an hour early, get on Facebook, do some comments of the people who stayed up until 12 o'clock the night before, and I've been in bed for 3 hours already. Go comment on their posts, right? The people that you're talking about, that you're building relationships with, not liking, commenting. Post yours for the day of what you're going to do, your coffee cup, your doggy snuggling. You know, I'm going to get my mammogram today. Today I have a doctor's appointment. I'm excited to go to the pumpkin patch with my grandkids today. Whatever you want to do, post it. And here, listen to me. Like your own post. Every time you post on Facebook, as soon as it's posted, like it. Your likes show up on your friends' pages more than just your post will. That's the algorithms of Facebook. Like your post. Okay? And 5 and 1 is the formula, right? 5 living out loud posts, pumpkin patch, doctor's appointments, sad face, fire shares, husband, wonderful, before and after. Healthy recipe, school book I'm reading, got a haircut, had moles taken off, got a new car, before and after pic. And these are not one a day. These are maybe 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning, and then 1 or 2 at night, and then the next morning I'll do a before and after. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now, and I'm gonna let everybody unmute and talk. Helpful?
I
like yes, I like the reminder of the liking. I always forget to do that. Always. I mean, you said it last week, and I did it once or twice, and then I forgot.
Go back and like
I need a
them.
little sign. Yeah, I need a little sign on my computer. Like my posts.
And go back
Yeah.
now and like them. Those posts that you didn't like before, 90% of your people didn't see them. Go back and like your
Okay.
posts, all of them. And also, if you're living out loud, your post should be public. The little drop down thing where it's just the shadow of your friends, it says just your friends. Or if you click on it, it drops down and becomes the little earth that's public. You should be public. Everything should be public in your world so that when your friends comment on it, their friends see it. If that doesn't happen, when their friends comment on it, it's only showing to mutual friends and it reduces the things that they see in your feed. So you should be living out loud and being public. And if you're on social media and you don't want to be public, you shouldn't be on social media. Because even if you have your friends up there and you think it's only your friends, you guys, you're not. You're, if you don't want people to see your shit, you shouldn't be on social media. So everyone is living out loud. That's what we're doing. And try to keep it positive. I know we all have negative stuff that happens, but we want to be a good influence in our people's worlds. Okay, who else? Come on, unmute. What'd you learn today? What was a good thing?
Thanks, Gwen. You know what? It's the dumbest things that you post can get the best results. I just got the giggles seeing some Texas brake lights on a truck, and I took a picture. I had like 50 likes, and people were like, "That's so funny." It really, anything that catches your eye, it doesn't have to be some deep, profound thing.
Right. And that was cute. I saw that. And here's another thing. That's great, Janine. And here's another thing. When Janine did that and she got 52 likes, click on your likes and pop up your little thing and look at all the people who have liked it and see if you don't recognize people. If you don't recognize them, you've not created a relationship with them on their page, you don't know who they are, go do that because they're watching you.
Good advice. Good advice.
Who else? Yeah, it's weird things, right? And like
know,
the
I was like,
and it's like that. I know. And you guys too, don't be afraid to copy people. And a warning though, if someone puts I don't know what the last one I did, right? What's the last thing you ate? A GIF of the last thing you ate, I think I did. And if you see that on another coach's page, don't like it and don't comment on it. Because when you like it and comment on it, people in your world see what you've liked and commented on. That's why you like your own posts. So if you see it and it's really cool, don't like it and don't put the GIF of the last thing you just ate on their post. Copy theirs and put it on yours and then like yours and put a GIF of whatever it is. I think it was what you just ate or something. Those are fun. And oh my gosh, it's like 86. I did it one night and I got up the next morning. I had like 50 likes and 86 and they keep coming. Days after I've posted it, people are still adding their GIF. It's like, so-and-so commented on your post. And I click on it and I think, hell, that was like Sunday. And now they're just telling me what they just ate. And then look at what they just ate. Oh my gosh. Okay, what else?
I always forget to like my own posts. And so that's a good reminder for me. But it's funny that what Janine said, you put, especially us not old timers, but seasoned coaches, nobody ever really likes or comments on my before and afters anymore. And I think, oh, they're so sick of them. But I get 100 sometimes of just something dumb. And it's like, really?
Yep. But here's another.
So that's 100 people or however many that are, it's like, wow, they must be watching my page, because they'll just come out of nowhere. And so those are good reminders of chatting with
conversations, right? Yeah, really good point, Glenda. And again, you guys, it's not about you. And here's another thing. I did this when I was walking out of school the other day. Somebody came in to talk to me about something, and they were talking about someone in their family who they thought needed this. And I immediately was going through thinking of before and afters that would speak to that person. So sometimes you can do before and afters, and until you put a couple or a fireman or a policeman or a young adult or a gal fitting into her wedding gown, or it has to be the right one. They have to connect. Again, here we are. It's not about us. It's not about our before and afters that we put. It's about a before and after that goes to them. It's about them. And it has to speak to them. And again, it's just dripping. That's just all we're going to do. And always like your posts. Okay, and follow up. All right. Are we good? It's 7:40 again. I'm so sorry. I try to make this 7:30. I just can't.
You must just be too amazing.
No, I just don't shut up. That's my problem. A little bit of overkill. All right. So, anybody have anything that doesn't have anything to do with this that they want to talk about before we get off? Are we good? Yes? Okay. I'm hoping we see this Brady Bunch view in the recording. I'm sorry again if you see the talking Gwen head. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'll try to doing wrong. All right. All right, guys.
We like the talking Gwen head.
Thanks for getting on. I'll post the recording as soon as it comes up, okay?
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much.
All right.
Bye.
We'll see you next week.